Hello witches, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be an oracle update video. In addition to, what did I title that video? The time is up for dark entities. Beware, I believe. This is an update to that oracle. So in that video I talked about the warning of these dark entities, malevolent underworld entities that have been set loose on the earth while Hekate went to the underworld. They came here, and now that she has returned, she's in this process of basically dealing with those entities and sending them back to the underworld. But this is not an overnight process. It's almost like a battle or a war that's taken place. And she's kind of dealing with each of these entities as she comes across them and things like that. So this is an organic process, as all things with the gods and the spirits. So it's not a simple, just like flipping a switch type thing. It's organic. So basically, that's what's been going on. And like I said in the last oracle video, these entities, basically they're like wild animals that are being backed into a corner right now because they know that their time is limited. They know that Hekate is inevitably going to get them and banish them to the underworld. So being what they are, the malevolent beings that they are basically getting their last assault in. They're angry. They want revenge for their inevitable banishment. So, and plus they're just spirits of destruction and of malevolence. So that's their thing. That's what they are. So they're basically trying to cause as much pain and destruction as they can before their time is up. And so it is taking on a very aggressive aspect in that regard. Because their time is limited, they're basically getting really aggressive and spiteful and vengeful and all of that. So in the last video, I talked about all this in more detail and broke it down better. But one of the main things that I had said in that video was these basically attacks on children. And there was all these bus accidents that were happening back to back in a week. And it had all started October 26th or 27th with a school bus accident in another country, or a bus accident in another country that killed a lot of children near the Dead Sea. And from there, it started happening in the United States and all of that. Well, in that video, I said that this was going to continue because it is the entities basically trying to cause as much pain as they can by taking out children, because children are innocent. They bring a lot of love and laughter and light to the world, and that's a healing light energy to many, many people. So by taking out a child, it takes away that light from sorry, that was my mom's phone. But from taking out a child, though, it takes a lot of light from the world in general, okay? And I tried to explain that and break that down in the last video, too. It impacts more lives than just the child that dies, okay? And going far and reaching far into the future, even, because that child would live for years and grow up, and there's no telling what they would have brought to the world. And that's a devastating thing, okay? And the oracle aspect of this was Hekate told me that these attacks would continue. She told me why they were happening, that they would continue for the next 3 to 6 months as she's dealing with these dark entities and banishing them from our realm, okay? Now, this week, there has been 3 more bus accidents, again, involving children and killing children, all within this week, okay? So, it's still happening. It is going to continue to happen, as Hekate said, for the next 3 to 6 months. Into next year. So please, as with the last message in the last video, protect your children. Keep your protection work. Stay aware. Stay conscious. I would not be letting my child anywhere near buses or riding buses. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. I wouldn't. And I highly suggest that you all find alternative means of transportation for your children besides buses, please. It is what it is, and it's very tragic. So the best thing that I can do is keep putting these warnings out there and hoping that you all take the advice and keep your children safe, okay? And another thing I wanted to add to this that makes it an update is I'm seeing and feeling that these are going to start happening outside of the United States now and other countries. So if you live in Mexico or Canada or even in the UK and stuff like that, I'm feeling these attacks will start happening there as well, in the other countries around the world. So please, wherever you are, if you're watching this video, it is not a mistake. If you have kids, it's not a mistake. Please protect your children. And please do protection spells and rituals and prayers daily for your children, okay? Now this oracle, as with the last video, it does not just apply to children. I feel like children are the most important thing to address with this, but it also applies to anyone, whether they're adult or not, that brings a lot of light, healing, and joy to the world. I think children are most vulnerable and probably the most devastating, which is probably why they're like the top target for these entities. But you know, these entities will target anyone that brings joy and light and laughter and healing to the world in general. Okay? So please keep protections up in general. And especially if you're a magical, spiritual person that brings healing to a lot of lives, keep your protections up as well. Okay? Which by now, if you are an adult person that does this, you probably should have, if not already, strong protections around you all the time. Which means you're not so vulnerable as a target as children are. But still, I would put this out there as a warning to even you people. Be a little bit more steadfast and vigilant and resilient with your protection work, okay? Now, I have to include this as well. I had an intense dream last night, and I feel like it's connected to this. Hekate did not come to me in this dream, so this is not a direct oracle from her. This is just kind of my own psychic dreamings. But I did feel like it definitely was psychic, and it did feel like it was connected to this. So that's all I can say on that. But basically the dream was of either a male child or a group of children in a forest, and they were under some sort of threat from a bear, a very large, scary, intimidating bear. And And I feel like that might manifest and come true in some way. So putting that out there as a message too, I didn't mean to laugh, but I'm laughing because it's so vague. But please, you know, if you live in a place that has bears or any kind of wild animals, do not let your kids go out, okay? Please. I have to put that in this video because I feel like it's connected. So I think that's going to be it, because I'm trying to see if anything else comes to mind right now. I think that's going to be all for the update. So please take this message, let it sink in, and please protect your family and your loved ones and your friends, and share this message to people who are parents and who will be receptive to this sort of thing, because I feel like kind of helpless, honestly, for seeing this. I mean, I put the last video out well before this week and these series of accidents that happened, but I still feel helpless to have stopped it. The best that I can do is put these messages out and hope that it reaches some parents and some people that will then take it in and protect their children more better, knowing that this is coming, okay? And this will continue well into next year, probably into around spring or even into summer of next year. So please, definitely at least throughout this winter, please, please, please take this message, heed its warning, and protect the vulnerable. Okay? So that's going to be all. I had to come on and just do this because of the dream I had last night and seeing what happened this week. You know, I had to do an update and put the warning out again. So thank you for watching, and know that this time period is going to come to an end, okay? These entities are going to be dealt with and banished. So, you know, just stay vigilant and hold on through this. And if you're one of the people that has lost your children during these events, and I don't know if y'all have been hearing the walls popping all throughout this video, but if you're one of the people that has lost a child or a family member or a loved one during these events, I give you my deepest sympathies and love, and just I pray for you to know peace and healing. And that's really all I can do. So thank you for watching, and that's going to be all for this video. As always, hail to the witches, hail Hekate, and blessed be.